Well, we got to meet the new skipper today, Bob. Lloyd McClendon was on the show, and you can take a listen to it on the podcast page. Had a nice, it's always fun to actually get an interview with a guy. Get about 10 or 15 minutes, hear him talk a little bit, get a sense of him, and I'll take you behind the curtain a little bit. We were both thinking about the interview, wondering how people were going to react because he seemed positive about stuff that maybe
they
he
don't want to hear
been.
that.
Well, we know what Mariner fans have become, but it seemed to me he made a pretty good impression on everyone. I know he did on us.
Yeah, he did. He came across very well, I thought, and the texters surprisingly liked him, even though he's promoting that this is a great situation and there's a lot of talent on this team, and typically things somebody would say, and the hardened fan would go, "What are you talking about? This is a 71-win team of a year ago." But check out the interview on the podcast page. He seemed to win some people over. Now we'll ultimately see what kind of a manager he is, but he's very optimistic about what he's got here. We asked him about whether he felt that he had the backing of the front office to go out and get the pieces that are necessary to turn this thing into a winning situation, and he seemed to feel pretty good about that, and I can't imagine he would come here if that weren't the case, because he lived it in Pittsburgh. When he was the Pirates manager, they had one of the lowest, if not the lowest, payrolls in all of baseball. I mean, there was a $38 million payroll, a $37 million payroll, and they were basically a farm system that wasn't expected to win, and they were farming players for every other team out there, and he was in charge of it. So he's been in that situation before, and I don't imagine he'd sign up for it again if that were the case.
Well, one of the things that you asked him, and of course everyone's brought it up, is he's legendary for a blowout. It was a Piniella-esque blowout when he actually went out, grabbed first base. You can see a befuddled Richie Sexson, by the way, was a Milwaukee Brewer then, standing there as he grabs first base, puts it under his arm, and goes into the clubhouse.
And waves off whoever was talking to him.
I mean, he was mad, and equates to passion. He took a lot of heat for it when it was happening, but we've talked about it. For people here, that's going to bring back the echoes of a very good time and a very popular manager. So I thought it was interesting, and again, listen to him in the podcast, because we asked him directly, do you still have that kind of fire? And the answer was yes.
Oh, yeah, he's got the fire, but I think he's going to he might think a little more. He said that was a very expensive first base he took there.
He did make that point. That people will come up with the money for him, he'll take care of it, but it cost a lot.
He did get a lot of mileage out of it, and he's known for it. But, yeah, ultimately you want to see that kind of passion, because I think fans want to see or want to feel like, all right, this manager, the guy running this ship, is just as angry as I am.
Right.
They don't want to feel like, hey, he's trying to sell me a bill of goods here. I'm angry, and he's telling me everything's great. They want to see somebody that's going to show their frustration at some point in the game, and Lou Piniella was the king of that, and I think McClendon has that element in him. So hopefully they don't give him too many reasons to act that way, but 162 games, that opportunity will present itself.
Good luck, Lloyd McClendon, and welcome to Seattle.